Good afternoon, I'm Vashan Brown with the Midday News. A special welcome if you're watching on onespotmedia.com. We begin with news that 3 of the 4 young men who were seen in a viral video brandishing a firearm have been arrested. 2 of the young men, whose names cannot be released because they're minors, are currently at the Metcalf Street Juvenile Center. The other man has been identified as 20-year-old Desan Berry of Rollington Town, Kingston 2. He was handed over to the Rollington Town Police by relatives following a police operation in the community. The location where the video was recorded was also identified by detectives. The fourth individual in the video is still on the run. He's wanted by the police for breaching the conditions of his bail in a matter that is before the court. Now, in the meantime, head of the Jamaica Constabulary Force Corporate Communications Unit, Senior Superintendent Stephanie Lindsay, says the gun that was seen in the video has not been found. To our coverage of the coronavirus now. With the possibility of the virus reaching the island, the Jamaica Agricultural Society is warning the government to think about food security. The COVID-19 is expected to have a significant impact on the country's food, as over $900 million worth of food is imported on a yearly basis. But JAS President Lenworth Fulton says it will not be doom and gloom for the country.
We would stand up better than most countries, although we have the high import bill. Some of the luxury foods you might not get, and you might have problem with our tin foods and so on. But it might not be a bad idea to start to look on it from a food security standpoint, and it bring into the fore more pitted meat, more and so on that could be stored. We do not want to go there, and we hope to God Corona won't come here, but it is teaching us a lesson that we should be more food secure at this point.
In the meantime, the JAS president has called for some concessions from the government to transform the agriculture sector. These concessions, Mr. Fulton noted, could look at pond liners, tractors and trailers. He also reiterated his call for a fund where farmers can easily access financing.
I'm not advocating grant. I'm not here telling that government could give away taxpayer money to people like that. This country can't develop that way. But we hope that some system will develop where we can walk into a bank and get a loan, the same day loan, and walk out to spray the Irish potato that might be threatened by rain.
Now, while trying to contain the spread of the coronavirus, officials around the world have another battle on their hands, tackling the spread of misinformation. Here's Janella Perseus with that angle.
In the same way the coronavirus is spreading globally, so too is the misinformation about it, primarily on social media. It's a point also highlighted by the World Health Organization, the WHO.
The fight against rumors and misinformation is a vital part of the battle against this virus.
In fact, the WHO is calling it an infodemic. Officials there telling CNN Business it's the first global one.
So one of the big strains of the infodemic is misinformation about the virus's origins and how it's spread. Numerous sites and groups online have been falsely claiming that this virus is a result of some sort of biological warfare, some sort of bioweapon, or even created by the pharmaceutical industry to try to sell more vaccines.
Recently, we took to the streets to ask Jamaicans what they knew about the coronavirus, and based on the responses, it was clear that the misinformation has been spreading like wildfire.
A while ago, I just watched it on the TV, with some people from China, I mean, you see, China start from the people, them start eat the butter and eat the snake and all them something there. So the one me hear about up our UTech, me hear about one somewhere in the island right now. And them have locked down some places to take care of the situation there. Boy, if that get to Jamaica to home, hear that go on. It's not normal because they must say if you try to come out a crowd and all these things. Yeah, so if this touch in Jamaica and this get in Jamaica, first of all, me say kill a million, how many millions people already? That are in China before. And they might build a cemetery in China for it. Yeah, me see all of the things them. A while ago, I see it on Facebook and the social media things.
Everybody know all these viruses are made in a laboratory, There's no secret about that.
Based on what I heard, what I watched on television, on social media, my understanding that it's coming from China. That's where the epicenter is, from a market where they eat all kind of animals. Up to last night, I was doing some research, and they take me back to the same place where they eat all kind of snake, cat, dog, all that.
Just this morning, I hear that them find a suspect case of it in Jamaica. I don't know if it's true or it's false news.
According to the WHO, to date, there is no specific medicine recommended to prevent or treat COVID-19. However, those infected with the virus should receive appropriate care to relieve and treat symptoms, and those with severe illness should receive optimized supportive care, which takes us to the next area of misinformation: treatment.
Brother, me drink me bush as when me used to drink. Me seriously, me ginger, me garlic, everything.
On the WHO's website is a list of myth busters like cold weather and snow cannot kill the virus. Neither does eating garlic nor taking a hot bath. The virus, the WHO also says, cannot be transmitted through mosquito bites or through goods manufactured in China or any country reporting COVID-19 cases. The WHO is stressing that persons should seek information about COVID-19 only from reputable online sources and, importantly, exercise good hygiene.
And we take a break on Midday News, but we'll be right back. Please stay with us. Welcome back. Continuing the news now. Councillors in St. Ann are fuming over the handling of streetlights in the parish by the Jamaica Public Service Company, JPS. It was a major point of contention at the recent meeting of the St. Ann Municipal Corporation. Prince Moore reports.
It has become a recurring decimal. Dark towns, especially in the busiest parts of St. Ann. It's all due to non-functioning streetlights. That problem has given rise to another. Criminals use the cover of darkness to carry out their heinous acts. The issue have led councillors in the municipal corporation to believe that the electricity company does not listen to their calls. One councillor says that the issue does not seem to be on the front burner of the corporation. He wants the mayor to pressure the JPS to have the matter urgently addressed.
We, the councillors who represent the people, are the ones who the pressure is on. But there are persons who don't respect our work and doesn't see where our work is important, our representation is important. So what? When we have the situation and we have the problems and we put it here, person will take it and sit down with it 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and you come to a meeting and you come with a different answer and a different thing and a different thing, and you feel for that and feel for that. That is how I see the thing is happening.
Mr. Weir went further.
You have to stand up for us. You have to stand up for us as a member. Because you are in the same seat as us, as councillors, and you represent that division. I represent, each councillor represents that division. And at the end of the day, we people who are with money come to spend, it takes so long for it to be distributed.
But Mayor of St. Anne's Bay, Michael Belnavis, says his division is also faced with the same challenges. He says currently the relationship between the corporation and the JPS has become strained.
Fact is that there's a new management team in place now, and we have not gotten support from this new management team. So hence there needs to be some sort of dialogue going with the municipal corporation and the management team.
The place is in darkness, and I am appealing to JPS. For God's sake, come and fix the light. The government of this day has paid out to JPS a whole heap of money, billions of dollars. The government has settled that, billions of dollars, so that they can come and do the work, right? They have been telling us that they don't have any money to buy material. That to me is garbage.
Hence, this plea to the JPS.
JPS, please for God's sake, come and fix the street lights. Come and fix the street lights, we are asking.
Prince Moore, TVJ News.
The majority of Jamaicans do not think the corruption issues at the Energy Ministry have been adequately addressed. That's among the findings of the latest RJ Gleaner Don Anderson polls. Corruption issues that the Energy Ministry publicly surfaced in 2018 when irregularities were revealed at agencies which fall under the ministry like Petrojam. Former Energy Minister Dr. Andrew Wheatley resigned in the wake of the corruption allegations. In the latest RJR Gleaner Dunn Anderson polls, 52% of respondents said the issues that the ministry have not been fully dealt with. 21% said the issues were adequately addressed.
When we did the survey last year, the numbers were just about the same, where people were dissatisfied with the way in which the corruption issues at the Ministry of Energy, Science and Technology actually were handled. So here we have a relatively same number of persons, 52%, who said no, we do not believe that the corruption issues at the Ministry of Energy were handled adequately.
Now, Dr. Wheatley and former Education Minister Rel Reid resigned from their ministries amid corruption scandals. In this latest poll, Jamaicans were asked whether they were expecting other resignations or dismissals.
18% of the people that we interviewed said yes. 51% said no, because they really don't have any information on which to base that kind of decision, you know. But again, 31% said we don't really know, we don't have an answer, we're not so sure, and perhaps we don't even care.
The poll was conducted between February 8 and 18 among 1,038 people island-wide. The People's National Party, PNP, has signaled that it will not participate in by-elections in the near future amid reports that Member of Parliament for Clarendon North Central, Pernell Charles Sr., is leaving representational politics. In a news release, PNP Chairman Fitzjackson said it was alarming and reprehensible that the Jamaica Labour Party is again intent on wasting taxpayers' money in order to settle its internal disputes surrounding candidate selection. Mr. Jackson described it as unconscionable and irresponsible, especially in light of the immediate challenges the country faces as it braces for possible cases of the coronavirus. The PNP chairman said money spent on contrived by-elections should be used to prepare the country for the fallout from the virus. The concern is being raised just days after the by-election in Clarendon South East, which was won by Mr. Charles's son, Pernell Charles Jr. Over $500,000 was yesterday handed over to the Child Resiliency Program of the Violence Prevention Alliance. They were this year's recipient of funds raised at the National Leadership Prayer Breakfast. The Child Resiliency Program, established in 2006, is aimed at curtailing behavioral challenges in children. Time now for sports. With no specific date being set for the start of upgrading work at the National Stadium, Minister of Sports Olivia Babsy-Grange has expressed optimism that the project will get underway sometime next year. Here's Spencer Darlington.
With an expansive upgrading exercise set for the National Stadium redevelopment project, Minister of Sports Olivia Babsy-Grange was quizzed about a timeline for this undertaking when she appeared before the Standing Finance Committee of Parliament in Gordon House on Wednesday to look at the budget for her ministry in the 2020-2021 financial year. According to Minister Grange, the Public Investment Management Secretariat, PIMSEC, will have to sign off on the project and also make a determination that such a project is sustainable.
I would imagine where we are now, that by the end of this year, we would be in a position to enter into negotiations with the Ministry of Finance to provide the allocation that will allow us to put the shovel on the ground in 2021.
The major aspects of the National Stadium redevelopment will include covering for the stands, the installation of 10,000 additional seats, and the removal of the cycling velodrome to another location. Meanwhile, Minister Grange also gave an update on the status of the Sligoville Mini Stadium in St. Catherine, which has been greatly underutilized and fallen into a state of disrepair since its construction 14 years ago. She said her ministry is now working with the Sports Development Foundation and GC Foster College to arrive at an arrangement for the renovation of the complex and also to make it operative.
That facility in Sligoville was transferred to the Ministry of Sports, and we were about to make special arrangements to utilize the facility, and then the government changed. During that period, the facility was handed over to the GC Foster College to be treated as a campus. That matter is now being sorted out, as the facility is being wasted.
Minister Grange added that her ministry is now perusing several proposals which have been submitted for the use of the Sligoville complex. In 2006, the Chinese government spent $248 million to construct the Sligoville facility as a gift to the Jamaican people. Spencer Darlington, TVJ Sports.
And that's the Midday News. I'm Vashon Brown. Join us at 7 for Primetime News Package. On behalf of the news, sports and production teams, have a good afternoon and a wonderful weekend.